Hi everybody, my name is Cora Hostedler and I am the Digital Marketing Specialist here at Renaissance Tech. Today the topic is on-prem versus cloud, the truth about CPQ security, and I am here with...
Hi everyone, my name is Ben Karam and I'm a partner at Renaissance Tech.
So the first question we have is, what are the biggest security risks businesses face when running Infor CPQ on-premise versus in the cloud?
Biggest security risk is with an on-premise environment is not maintaining that security 24/7. Maintaining an on-premise environment in the modern day requires constant time and attention to security. Security best practices, ensuring you know who's accessing the data when, that the access is highly controlled and logged and transparent. These are systems that are much more well-defined in cloud operating systems.
How does a cloud-based infrastructure enhance data protection and prevent cyber threats compared to on-prem solutions?
Working with cloud data requires much more formality. We're using things like API calls. Those API calls require authentication. They are operating in a secure transaction. We know who the user is because they've authenticated, so accessing that data is formal. With on-premise environments, you can access data less formally, and often we find that companies have opened up access for reporting directly out of the database, that there are utilities that are often writing data to and from the application databases without logging. Things like that just happens more naturally on-premise because the data's right there and you can easily access it. However, that access, if it's not highly controlled, can become a liability over time. Whereas in the cloud, the access is always very tightly controlled. There's only certain ways that you can get to the data, and those are all very formal.
Right. Okay. Very interesting. Many manufacturers worry about losing control over their data in the cloud. How does a secure cloud deployment address these concerns?
Oh, I really want to get into talk about what control means. So my question of response is, what control do you have right now of that data? Is it absolutely controlled? Is it loosely controlled? And usually when companies are talking about control of their own data, they're also talking about other things. Is it secure? Can they access it any time? Can they download it? Is it portable? Can they move it to another system? And with cloud environments, especially enterprise level environments, all of these are answered as yes. You can access the data, it's more formal. You can download that data, you can, with great effort, migrate it to another system, but that is possible. As long as you're a paying customer of that service, you can get to that data, and there's a lot of terms of that service that get you that data. In terms of security, because it's managed 24/7 by data security teams at AWS, at Infor, at other cloud service providers, that makes it harder to hack than systems that are not managed actively.
What security measures do modern cloud providers implement that most on-prem setups simply can't match?
Enterprise cloud systems usually offer 24/7 protection and awareness, but it's like always on, and there's always someone on call for this. Cloud applications always have a user authentication. It's all user license based. Every user has to be authenticated in the system. There's multi-factor authentication available for those users too, whereas on-premise systems is just not the case. These are run during the week and some on the weekends. There's always something happening, but whether it's being actively managed, I'm not sure.
Last question is, if a company is currently running Infor CPQ on-prem, what steps should they take to ensure a secure and seamless migration to the cloud?
There are a number of utilities available from Infor that help you migrate data. They check the data that you have, specifically in our case CPQ models, what rules can be migrated, what needs to be changed before migration. So those can be handy utilities just to verify how much work is involved in moving this stuff to the cloud. And there's really two things you're moving to the cloud. There's business logic, and there's migration utilities for that, and then there's also data around products or data around services, even data around customers, and there are also migration utilities for that. So we would want to evaluate both and have a plan for both.
All right, well, that's all we have. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Nice.
You know, I like this.